Alright, this is a review of the Volkan Combat Armor bundle that's available on all platforms, and I'll make sure to link the stores where you can get them for each platform in the description below. But anyways, obviously going to be starting off with the outfit here. So it actually poses differently than the other outfits. This is generally the same for all the other DLC ones, but anyways, obviously I'm wearing it right now. It's listed underneath the DLC tab, underneath Crane, if you go to your outfit section. So it looks pretty nice. I think it's very comparable to Tahir's armor, which I believe is one of the legend outfits over here. It's like Tahir's outfit with like sort of the combat vest and everything, in a way, almost. But it's a lot more, it's black, it's a lot more slick and new. It looks very, it's very clean and everything too, compared to like a lot of the rustic ones or something like that. But anyways, yeah, I think it's pretty nice for what it is. It's definitely one of the better outfits for sure. I wouldn't say it's my favorite though, but let's get into what it actually looks like in first person. So it actually looks like, you can see here, there's like 3 shotgun shells like taped or strapped to his chest like this. So let's just go over and demonstrate what it looks like when you're climbing in first person here. So he's wearing like a little weird belt strap underneath his watch. He has 3 rings on, if we could look at the left hand, or is it just 2? I think it's just 2. But yeah, you can see the little elbow pads there as well. And in our right hand is just a glove. You can see the little Volkan Tech logo, whatever this sort of company is, what they're trying to emulate in the trailer. But yeah, this looks right. You can see the legs here too. I'll go and drop kick as well, just to demonstrate what it looks like in first person. So if we just do this, yeah, it looks pretty decent. You see the yellow strips. We'll go to night just to demonstrate what it looks like at night next, actually, and then we'll move on to the buggy, which is just outside there too. So for the purposes of this, I'm going to turn off the HUD, just so you can see what it looks like. Alright, we're out at night now. Obviously if I drop kick in here, it glows, but not really. You can see like little tiny little yellow glowing stuff on the outfit, but overall it's not really glowing. If I turn the light off completely, it's completely dark. There's literally no glowing outfits part of this outfit right now. But anyways, let's move on to the buggy. So I turned my HUD off for this, but you can see here, if I turn my light off, you can see it from very far away. It's very noticeable. Turn my light on here, obviously you can see all the little dark patches here. Again, here's another symbol of the company right at the back here as well, Volkan. Now I apologize for the beeping, that's just my buggy, it's glitched right now. But if we go here, I believe the skin is called Volkan Combat Buggy. Again, it's listed underneath the DLC paint jobs, and yeah, it's pretty much the same looking in terms of how it's posed compared to the other ones as well. But it is actually one of the better looking ones for sure. Anything that glows is good in my book, to be honest. It is a little bit overwhelming in first person though. Even when the light's on, just look at how bright these sort of neon yellow coils are. It's nice, but can be a little bit overwhelming, and I understand if people don't like it. Still though, I think it's actually quite nice. And that's about it for the buggy here. Obviously you need to make sure to have reinforced cage 1, 2 and 3, otherwise these armor panels and aesthetics will not actually show up on your buggy. I'll try and edit in a picture or video of like the level 1 buggy and what it looks like, because you won't properly appreciate a buggy skin until you have it fully upgraded like that in the buggy skill tree. But anyways, alright, I have turned my HUD back on just for this section, as I want to demonstrate and take a look at the katana. Oh sorry, it's not a katana, I forgot what you call it actually. But anyways, it's the sword. So if we go over to the DLC section, you can see it's a grey or white, however you call it, sword in the DLC weapon section. So you can see here, of course, that it requires 6 base weapons, so either a short sword, two-handed sword, khopesh, machete, handsaw or scythe, and it's very cheap to make. You only need 2 metal parts, 2 chemicals and 1 electronics. So to demonstrate, I got 1 short sword, 2 machetes and a scythe right here. Now, you might think it's a bit underwhelming because of the fact that it's actually grey, but if I use the Ranger scythe, which is orange, and we know here that it is 1378 in terms of damage. So if we go down and craft the Volkan combat sword out from this, we'll take a look at our inventory again, and we can see that it does the same damage as the weapon it was based off of, 1378. And now you can see that the sword itself is orange. So I'll do exactly the same with the others. The katana and the two machetes here, and you notice that these two are blue and this one's purple. So if I do the exact same thing with these ones, you'll notice that the rarity is going to be the exact same as the base weapon you craft it from. So let me just do that again. And let me just do that again, there we go. So now we have 4 Volkan combat swords, and you notice that they all have different stats, apart from the weight, of course. So they all have a different number of repairs because of the rarity. You notice that the blues are exactly the same, apart from their damage, because it's based on the base weapon stats, basically. And the purple and orange ones, obviously, of course, are different as well. Now you notice, if I go over here, if I go to upgrade, the orange one has 3 empty sockets for kickers and clings or whatever you want to upgrade it with. The blue one has 2. So make sure that if you want to craft like a really nice weapon, make sure it's like orange or golden out of this. So if I go to the purple one, this also uses 3 sockets. But generally speaking, you want to have, if you want to make like a good, weapon out of this, then make sure you use like an orange or gold at least. But this isn't the end of it, actually. You can still craft more on top of it. So ignore these are just more DLC weapons here. But you can actually craft not that much on top of the sword. So there's 5 uncommon blueprints I have here, which has small electric, impact, fire, toxic, or bleeding. The only other one that we can craft is bolt of poison, which is strong. And this is the strongest blueprint we can craft on top of it, which is kind of unfortunate because it's the worst of the orange blueprints. So there's not that much freedom in terms of what you can craft on top of it. So I'll just craft it on top of the orange one for now, just to show what it looks like. And I'll compare the two between the modified and unmodified swords. So I'm wearing the unmodified sword right now. So this is what it looks like. It swings like a katana and a medieval sword. And if I switch here, you can see on the bottom right, little sort of acid dropping from it, or like whatever the poison is. Swings exactly the same, behaves exactly the same. So if I just drop that, and I drop this one too, and I'm just going to take a look at what it looks like on the ground. So you can see that it glows in the dark. Of course, that's why I'm playing at night right now. So there's a little front sort of edge blade there. It looks pretty nice. It actually looks pretty nice. You know, it reminds me of something from Cyberpunk. But anyways, yeah, that's about it for what it looks like with the sword. Now, in terms of damage, it actually counts as a two-handed weapon. You can see that I took away my legend points for here. So the damage for this one right now is 1654. So if I level up my legend for two-handed weapons, let's just put in a few points. Actually, you know what? Let's just upgrade it completely. And now we go to here, and all of a sudden it does 3,500 almost. So while it's treated like a one-handed weapon, yet it does two-handed weapon in terms of its legend upgrade damage. So I'll demonstrate now if I can find some zombies to kill. So it swings like a one-handed weapon, and you can even do like drop attacks with it, like a one-handed weapon, and it throws like a one-handed weapon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the sword. Now we're moving on to the pistols. Now to demonstrate, I got these 4 different pistols here. So there's 2 purple rarity and 2 of blue rarity, just to demonstrate how it works. So they do different damage as well, like 644, 864, 1158, etc. So you can tell that there's 2 American, 2 German, and I tried to get the entire batch just to demonstrate how this works. So the blueprint itself, if we go over here, is a DLC weapon, and if you scroll all the way down to the blue section, it is a Volkan combat pistol is what it's called, and it's blue, and it requires any pistol. Now I actually tested with the Rise pistol. It does not work with the Rise pistol, and it doesn't work with any revolvers. So it only works with German or American pistols. It does not work with anything else, which is unfortunate, but hey, it makes sense. So if you go back here it's quite cheap actually, only 4 metal parts, 1 battery and 1 power cable. So if we go over here and we just craft them right now, we'll do that right now. In fact, I'll do all of them right now. There we go. There we go. So we have 4 Volkan combat pistols. Now you can notice here that they do different damage based on what the different pistols were, the base pistols they were created from. And the rarity also persists. So if you want like an orange or purple pistol, that's a Volkan combat pistol, then make sure that the rarity you craft it from is also the same. So I'm not sure why Techland have decided to opt in for, you know, coloring some of these, because it doesn't matter what rarity this blueprint is, it matters what you actually craft it from. But that's you know, nitpicky anyway. So let's look at the actual pistols themselves. So let's just use the one that has the most damage. So let's just look at the animation, reload animation here. That's quite nice. I'll show it again. And if we aim down sight, you can see that there's like a... I don't know, I believe that's Japanese characters there. I'm not sure what they mean, so you guys can try and translate them if you want to. But it looks nice. It glows in the dark too, so if I go completely into a dark area, you can see that the pistol does indeed glow, even when you aim down sights, which is a bit obnoxious if you're trying to aim something far away, because does get a bit lens flary here. But I don't mind it so much. I don't super try hard when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, that's about it. So as far as what the pistol looks like, let's see what it looks like on the ground from a third-person perspective. So if we chuck it up here, you can see the glow at night there, and it looks pretty nice actually, I think. It has like a little extended barrel, and you'll notice when I shoot it, it sounds like it's muffled, like it's silenced. But you'll notice that the volatiles are screaming as I'm shooting. This means that the pistol isn't actually silenced. The pistol isn't actually silenced despite the fact that it sounds like it is. And this is a huge weakness on the pistol's part in my opinion. I don't know why they've decided to take the route of silencing the pistol in terms of its sound, despite the fact that it doesn't actually function like it. So that's something that is a bit of a concern in my opinion. Also, you probably have noticed by now that it actually shoots in burst fire. So as night finishes, I'm going to just demonstrate shooting this biter here. So I'm going to click once, and it shoots 3 bullets at a time. So it burns through ammo quite fast. Now if you tap this really fast though, we'll notice that it goes quite fast, like pretty much automatic fire almost, if you just tap it as much as you can. Now you've noticed there's another demonstration again, of course, that the pistol is not quiet. Despite the fact that it sounds silenced, it still actually makes sound. You can tell at the bottom right, on the top right, I'll zoom in and edit this, at the top right, every time I shoot, a little shockwave comes out, indicating that I'm making sound and attracting virals. So this is a big limitation with the pistol, I think, even though it does look aesthetically nice. But that's about it for the pistol, so let's move on to the rifle. Alright, I have now waited until night to demonstrate the new rifle. So the 3 ones we're going to be crafting from are the Camo Military Rifle, Advanced Police Rifle, and Advanced Military Rifle. Now you can tell with the military rifles they both have an accuracy of 55, and they both deal respectively different damages because one's advanced and one's regular. The Advanced Police Rifle itself does the most damage, of course, and it has a high accuracy, albeit it's a semi-automatic rifle, so you have to click for every single time you shoot, whereas these two are automatic. So let's see how these different ones turn into the Volkan assault rifle. So of course the actual blueprint itself, once again, is a blue blueprint down here. I believe it is located right here. Volkan Combat Assault Rifle. You need a rifle, of course, and you need all this. And this is quite cheap again, so all these DLC items are very cheap to create. But anyways, let's go to the Camo Military Rifle and let's craft all of them at once. Alright, we go here. Let's craft this. And let's go here. And craft it as well again. Now I have 3 Volkan combat assault rifles, all with different values, but I've noticed that the fire rate and the accuracy have all been changed to be the same. Now of course with the other weapons, if you have a purple rifle, it turns into a purple combat rifle here. So if you want to have any like a gold rifle or an orange rifle, that's the Volkan combat assault rifle, make sure to craft it from a rifle that has the same rarity. Now you've noticed that the damage values are also the same as the weapon they've crafted it from, so obviously if you want to create a strong rifle, you want to use the advanced police rifle. But in this case, in terms of accuracy and rate of fire, they've all been fixed to 95 and 64 respectively. Now the rate of fire is much slower than the actual regular gun, as well as the accuracy being a lot higher. So we'll test that out now. Here's the reload animation for the actual gun. I'm going to do that again. And once again. Now, as the rain begins to fall, we're going to be dropping our rifle. I'm going to drop them both like this. Now you can see that they both glow in the dark like this, which looks pretty cool. So if we're picking them back up again, just going to look at it more in detail. You can see that you can see here that there's a little scope here and then the holographic next to it, so it's like a double scope, and you can see the large silencer at the end here. Now the silencer is a huge part of this, what makes this a good gun. So you can tell already as well that there's 45 rounds in the magazine, which is the most that any gun pretty much holds apart from the SMGs. So there are a couple of zombies here I can demonstrate. You can see that the scope itself looks really nice. The 2 little sort of half hexagons with a little dot in the center looks really nice like that as well if you look around, and I think it looks really nice. So let's demonstrate it. That's just me tapping it. Let me just actually hold down the fire button here. You can tell that the fire rate is pretty low compared to all the other rifles. So, you know, that's a bit of a limitation, but it's still fine in my opinion. So let's just look at the actual recoil now. I'm gonna shoot just against this wall here. So it's reasonable. It handles pretty damn well for what it is. 45 bullets and it only goes up about there. So that's pretty good for what it is. I do have one nitpick though that I have noticed when testing this out before recording. So you've noticed, so I'm going to shoot into this wall here and you can see where the yellow dot is in reference to where I'm going to be shooting. Now that bullet didn't actually go where I was aiming. I'm going to do that again. So it seems that the actual true center of where the gun is aiming is actually above the reticle. So I'm going to demonstrate by having the grappling hook here. So you can see that the grappling hook icon, the little 4 little areas around it, stays in the true center of your screen. So if I aim down sight here, you can see that the grappling hook is actually misaligned with the dot, and a grappling hook shows where the actual shot truly goes. So it's a minor nitpick for me, but I think if you're really trying to snipe with it, it actually is quite impactful on where you're trying to aim. And I think it's a big issue. Now, this is one advantage though, to prove that it's silent, of course. I've been shooting this entire time without anyone noticing and without alerting any other volatile. So here's a volatile right here. I'm not hitting the volatile, of course, but you notice that's completely silent and not alerting it at all. Now here, of course, he just turned around at the end there. But my point was that the rifle is silent, completely silent, and that's one of the big advantages that this has. Now I'm going to demonstrate that again by putting camouflage on. So, you can see here, I'm going to equip the pistol. And I'm going to use the rifle. And since it's silenced, the camouflage still remains. However, if I use the pistol, it immediately disappears and I alert a volatile. Before we finish up this review, I want to talk about what you can actually do with the guns themselves and the items. So you can actually sell them at the shops. Sometimes with some specific blueprints you can't actually sell them at the shops, but they go for a reasonable price. So I'm just going to demonstrate that. These are all sellable, so let me just sell a pistol, we can sell a rifle, and we can sell a sword, which is like this one here, for example. So you can see that they all go for a price, because sometimes some weapons in some DLC packs aren't actually sellable once you actually create them. But in this case, all three of them can be sold. And that's about it for this video. I'm going to finish up with a short little sort of demonstration, showcase of all the weapons in action, including the buggy and the outfit. Let me know if you want me to review any more of the DLC bundles in the future like this, as I do like to go a bit nitpicky and go into full detail into how these new weapons and blueprints work for anyone who's interested in buying the DLC. But for me personally, I do like this. It is actually one of the better DLC bundles. But yeah, that's about it. Enjoy the little thing at the end, and I hope to see you guys next time.